gentlemen, Jason Andrews, aka the All-American Driver, and today we are installing something on the Alfa Romeo 4C. Now before we get into today's video, I just want to thank everybody for all the comments and support on the last video. I know it was a little unconventional. It was sort of a little like Netflix style mini doc on my buddy Courtney, who went to try to set the lap record in a Mustang at the firm. Now you guys that have been following this channel for a while know that that style of content is a little unconventional for me. However, it is fun every once in a while to try to flex my filmmaking, cinematography muscles a little bit and do some of that. Those videos will pop up here and there occasionally, you know, but for the most part, I mean, this is like a vlog channel, you know, about me as a driver or whatever, but those are fun to make and I appreciate everybody who watched that video. You guys can see I've got my GMS shirt on. Of course, we are installing something from GMS. I have to say, probably the best little company who is continuing to develop and innovate products for the Alfa Romeo 4C. Been a minute since I've driven the 4C. So wintertime is here in Florida, and I will say it's getting pretty nice. It's sitting right at about 70 degrees, and it is just perfect. And I will say these cold temps make it very boost friendly. Yep. This car's a lot of fun. Alright, so what are we doing today? You guys probably remember about a year ago when we were really focused on the Track S2000, we were doing some suspension upgrades, and part of that included new engine mounts and a new differential mount. I had never installed differential mounts on a car before, and I will just say right off the bat, it was an incredible upgrade, the differential mount. It made a massive difference. Now the engine mounts, sure, it definitely reduced some flex and things, and throttle response was a little bit increased. However, it did come at a cost. There definitely is a little bit more vibration at low speeds. That cost was vibration in the cabin. Now again, being a track car, I didn't really mind too much, but you know, I would be sitting at a stoplight and like my teeth would be chattering, my rearview mirror would be like vibrating, and so whatever. I wrote that off as, you know, it was a track car, deal with it. So I'm a little bit worried. The Alfa Romeo 4C being a mid-engine car, the lower engine mount basically acts as a differential mount also. So, you know, companies like GMS, you know, they say, you know, your shifting response is going to be increased, drivetrain stiffness, it's going to feel a lot tighter. So I'm hoping that I get all of those benefits. I mean, there are people that say it's like, it's the best upgrade you can do. Like, there's people that say this is the best bang for buck driving upgrade, is this lower engine mount, which will be awesome. However, I'm just worried that it's going to come at a cost of a lot of vibration in the cabin, which I don't really want. So I'm hoping it's minimal, and let me see, I don't want to miss my exit. I'm hoping it's minimal and it's livable, and I do also get all of these increases with, you know, shifting time, throttle response, you know, just overall a snappier, more emotional feel. Because I will say this car is very emotional, and you know, and that's part of what makes me think, like, okay, I can use a little bit of vibration. That's not gonna ruin the experience for me. but I just don't want it to be crazy, especially with this car being, you know, it's got the carbon fiber tub. Those bolts have to be periodically torqued, which I'm sure I'm behind on, although my car's only got 3,000 miles on it. So I don't want any just, you know, pointless vibration if I can avoid it. But we're gonna give it a shot. Everybody seems to love it. GMS was kind enough to send this over. I think it's gonna make a really big improvement, and yeah, we'll see. The install, I think the steps, there's only 5 steps to installing it, so it should be relatively straightforward, but you never know. Look at this service right here. As soon as I'm pulling up, Jay is clearing the garage. This install I could probably do with the quick jacks at my house, but it's so much more fun to do it with friends, and it helps that there's a lift. All right, so I'm just gonna quote what GMS says about the engine mount. It says, with the upgraded engine mount, the engine is now planted much more rigid, providing reduced drivetrain movement, better drivetrain efficiency, and much more solid and crisp shifts. That's exactly what we're going for. Now, the 6-speed DCT in this car is pretty good, all right? I wouldn't say it's like lightning fast, like some of the crazy exotic cars, but it's fast and it's good. If this can make it a little bit better, it's gonna be worth it. There are some competitors that make these engine bushings, these engine mounts, but see here how there's like one small hole. Only the bolt can fit through here. I'm gonna show you when we take off the factory one, this whole section is like kind of opened up. And so there's still like room for play. Even on some of the other brands' upgraded mounts, it's still not like a perfect fit. There's still like, you know, some play in it. So I think GMS really wanted this thing to perform and be a solid option for those wanting basically the best of performance. So we got the belly pan off easy. Basically this mount in here is what we're going after. This whole assembly basically is the lower engine mount. So we'll probably pull this plate off. Not sure if we need to, because there is an access point there, and we will probably stick a 2x4 or something in here just to lift off, to take any pressure off the actual engine when we try to pull this mount off. Okay, so here is the factory engine mount, and you can see the hole in the middle. Here's the bolt. You can see that it fits through, and there's a decent amount of play. Now, let me get the new motor mount. Here we go. Now this is solid. This is solid. So not only, I think, is the compound a little bit harder, there really is no room for this to flex. And I will say that, you know, the DCT, like I said before, is good, but you can definitely kind of feel it sometimes almost like a manual transmission, like where you can feel a little bit, and I bet that this has something to do with it. So I'm actually really looking forward to seeing how this changes the car. And I think that the new mount is actually lighter weight, so that's always good. Yeah, let's press this thing out. Jason, I think it's working. So you can see we got the engine right here and the transmission right here, which is why this mount is basically acting as, yes, a lower engine mount, but also the transmission differential mount, which is why I think it makes such a big difference. But we'll find out soon. We're just crossing our fingers that it's not too shaky at idle. You know, I don't want to be sitting there and it's like, you know, and I'm hearing all these rattles and squeaks and stuff, and it's not going to be a massive big deal, but hopefully not, and hopefully is really just the benefits of basically that transmission mount, right? That's really what we're going for. First impressions?
Brings back S2000 memories.
Does it?
Yeah.
Just because of the size?
Yeah, that and the feel.
Does it
the
feel?
Cabin.
It probably feels a little more special. Do you think?
Yeah. Yeah, I like it. It looks nice. See, that little burp in between is what I was hearing in the videos online that I was like, I don't know if I like that.
Yeah.
It does sound different in person.
But then you have this.
Yes.
That's nice.
That's really nice.
Launch control. It's got pretty good traction.
Yeah. It's got great traction.
And all that felt really smooth.
Yeah.
Nothing felt jerky to me, which is good.
The power came on really nice.
Yeah. Okay, so right now I don't really feel any more vibration. You do when you start to roll onto it a little bit. You can feel it a little bit more.
It's not bad though. That feels faster than my S was. Because of the gear change.
Yeah. The DCT is pretty fast.
That was pretty impressive.
And it's lighter than the S2000. Just do a roll from like first gear. It definitely didn't hurt anything.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like a crazy night and day difference. The car feels great. I mean, it's super lively. And I know from over there you can't feel that very light. It feels very light. Jerky before, but it definitely is a firmer shifting experience, and I don't really pick up any additional vibration in the cabin. There's a little bit on like throttle tip in from idle, but it's not a big deal. It wasn't like the S2000 where I was like putting rubber bands everywhere to stop it from vibrating. You know,
you can feel it in the frame of the S2000.
Yeah, this isn't like that. This is pretty much all the benefits with no real compromises, I'd say. So I will say, after driving the car home about 30 miles, it really is best case scenario. I am getting quicker shifts. The driveline, the drivetrain, it feels smoother. It feels heavier in a way, which is actually really nice. And I'm not really getting any crazy vibration. Now, I was really worried about that, you know, but honestly, the only time I can feel anything is like right at throttle tip in. That's it. Everything else is like normal. Overall, really happy. It's actually a surprise. Zerg, what are you doing? I'm actually surprised that it's not a rougher experience, but I'm very happy. Again, shout out to GMS for making cool products for the Alfa Romeo 4C. If you haven't done this yet, I would put it on your list. I don't know if you need to do anything other than the race one, the red one, the one that I have. I can't, like, there are times where I can't even tell a difference, honestly. And so to get something even less aggressive, less stiff, less hard, I don't know if it'd really be worth it. But honestly, it only took about 35, 45 minutes, and it made a noticeable difference, positive. So very happy. And you know, I've got more parts for this car, really excited for that. I've got some insane, crazy life news. I'm not quite ready to share yet because it's not official, but that's coming soon. That's throwing a massive curveball towards me. I just want to say thank you for all of you guys that support the channel. Hey, come here. I just want to say thank you for everybody that supports the channel. And yeah, we have more content coming. Jason Andrews, the All-American Driver. I will see you guys in the next episode.